Hello everyone, I'm back in my Bazarre toy box once again, and today I'm going to show you how to implement the two side quests that you saw in the playthrough video in episode 1. These are very basic quests that you can add to any toy box, and they're very similar to the side quests that you see in the playsets. Now, I've added side quests like this to other toy boxes in the past, so I thought about skipping this episode and just referring you to those videos. But these side quests are a little bit different here, so I decided to cover them anyway. And there are two side quests, one for each side of the city. And if you come out of the hangar bay over there, the side quest for this side of the city is over here. The side quest for this end of the city is over here at Dex's Diner. So those are the two side quests that we are going to work on today. They're not difficult to complete, but they encourage you to explore the city and look around a bit. It's always good to enjoy the scenery and just love on what you built, especially when it turns out really well and you're pleased with it. So anyway, the first side quest we're going to do is a very basic collection quest, and it involves helping this peddler here find his missing critters that have gotten loose. And so what we have, if I can select him, yeah. So we have the Male Tatooine Citizen 3. This is out of the Disney Infinity Townspeople 3.0 drawer. And I've set his properties so that he stands still. And I've done this ahead of time just to save a little time. We have a radar marker and a dynamic trigger that I've placed out of the Creativitoys drawer, a collection pen, another radar marker, a friend generator, and an action enforcer. Alright, we'll focus on this quest first. The friend generator is connected to locators scattered throughout this end of the toy box, and the placement of the locators doesn't really matter, but I'll show you where I've got mine. So I placed one back over here. I put one back over here. I'm also reusing the 3 locators up here on the balcony. There and over there. I've dropped one down over here. And I'm reusing a couple of locators, I think. This one, yeah. And I've got another one I've placed over here. And I think I'm reusing this one, yeah. Which, that one and that one are so close together, I guess I don't really need to do that. But anyway, you just want a good variety of locators where the critters could be. And the wave is configured with 3 sewer rats, and these are at the bottom of that scrollable list, which is why I did this ahead of time, because it takes forever to scroll through that list. And that's all I've done. I configured the enemy wave, or the friendly wave generator, placed these toys, and placed him and set him to be standing still. Alright, the logic for this is very, very simple. We're going to set this guy up as a mission giver. So we're going to connect up our radar marker to this guy as an actor. We're going to do the same thing for our dynamic trigger. Alright, and a lot of times I like to place these guys in here dynamically so that I can take them out when I'm done with them. Unfortunately, that only works with the little goofy looking townspeople, which are mainly these kind of townspeople. Most of the cast, well, not cast members, but most of these playset people from 3.0 and 2.0 are not available in a friendly wave generator or a friend generator. And so these are the ones I'd like to use because they best fit the theme for this toy box. So that means we have to place these guys in here and they stay here. So this is a little bit different than I've done in other toy boxes. So we connect both of these toys up directly to him as an actor. On the radar marker for the properties, Beacon type, we're going to leave that as a blue exclamation point. Again, yellow are typically used for the main quests, blue for side quests. Beacon location needs to be the connected actor, and we want this on by default when you load the toy box. And then the dynamic trigger properties, we're going to set this up to have it go by the connected actor. Trigger distance I'm going to set to 6. Alright, so the side quest kicks off when the player enters the area around the townsperson, which is governed by this dynamic trigger. So we're going to do a new logic connection on that when entered by player any. We want to turn off the radar marker. On the radar marker, a new logic connection when that's deactivated will turn off the dynamic trigger, because again, we only want to do this once. On the dynamic trigger, a new logic connection when entered by player any. We're going to reuse the text displayer that's down here by Orion Ferret. And we're going to go down to the missions category, and he's going to say, "Will you help me?" All right, on the dynamic trigger, new logic connection when entered by player any. Next thing we want to do is generate the critters. We're going to generate the wave. And for the properties on this wave generator, we're going to generate at a random locator. Generation delay will take to 0, and we'll disable the generation effects. And none of the rest of these matter. And we'd like to have the radar marker on those critters to make them a little easier to find. So we're going to connect up this radar marker to the friendly wave generator as our actor, which will put a radar marker on every critter that generates. And for the properties on this, the beacon type will be a blue arrow. Beacon location needs to be the connected actor, and the rest of those are fine. So on the dynamic trigger, new logic connection when entered by player any. Not only do we want to generate the critters, but we want to turn on the radar marker for them, like that. Alright, so the critters, the player will run around and collect the critters and bring them back to this collection pen. So on the properties for that, we're going to turn on the remove counted actor. That will delete the critters as we toss them in the pen. But we're not going to use any logic connections on this. We'll do the logic connections off the friendly wave generator. So on the friendly wave generator, a new logic connection. When the wave is defeated and all the critters have been found and put in the collection pen, then we're going to turn off this radar marker. And a new logic connection when the wave is defeated will display a text message. So once again, we'll come down to our text displayer over here. And under the missions category, we'll have him say, "Thank you for your help." And on the friendly wave generator, a new logic connection when the wave is defeated. We'll have all the players celebrate. So we'll use the action enforcer for that. And on the friendly wave generator, new logic connection when the wave is defeated. We're going to come over to the sound effect generator, because I always like to play a little sound when the mission finishes. We'll go to musical fanfare. And if you're creating this quest in a different toy box on your sound generator, again, make sure the 3D sound at speaker or locator property is turned off. Alright, and that is it. It's just a very simple little collection quest, and there's really not much to it. Again, remember how the properties are set on the text displayer, because I'm not showing you that here. We did that in an earlier episode. But just to refresh your memory, this is set with a text duration of 3 and text style as banner. So that's your little critter collection quest. And if you're putting this in a different toy box, you can easily change the theme by having them just find a different kind of critter or townsperson. And away you go. Alright, now the other side quest is almost identical logic-wise. There's not much difference. We have a townsperson. In this case, it's Dexter Jetster. And again, I've set the properties on him to stand still. Once again, we have a radar marker and a dynamic trigger. We have a friendly wave generator with a radar marker. We have another radar marker over here. And instead of a collection pen, I'm using this kiln sidekick door. Okay, let me pick that up. That is out of the Gameplay Toys drawer. That's from the Escape the Kiln 2.0 toy box game. And the logic on this is almost identical. The only difference is, mainly, that for the wave on this guy, we have one character. I'm using Wall E, because the mission here, Dex has lost his droid, and he wants you to help find him. So this is kind of a variant on the hide-and-seek game. So we only have one character, and this friendly wave generator is connected to a lot of locators on this end of the toy box. And you can place them anywhere, but I've got a little one up here on this thing, down inside the alleyways between the buildings, down over there, down over there, on top of this guy. And you can place these anywhere you want. Just make sure the player can get to them by jumping or going up the stairs or whatever. So again, connect this to a bunch of locators and just have one townsperson that you've configured this for. And the logic here again is very simple and very similar. So once again, we're going to connect this guy up as an actor. Turn him into a mission giver. Properties are the same. So just change the beacon location to be the connected actor. Turn this on by default. And for the dynamic trigger, target is the connected actor. Trigger distance is 6. Alright, so when they enter the area around Dex, on the dynamic trigger, a new logic connection when entered by player any. We turn off the radar marker. On the radar marker, when that's deactivated, turn off the dynamic trigger. On the dynamic trigger, and whoops, oh man, I deleted it. I don't know what happened. That is not the button that I pushed. I hate when that happens. My videos lately have not been going smoothly. Alright, once again, sorry to waste your time here. Connect it as an actor. Set the properties. Sometimes I push the buttons on my controller here and it does something different than what I tell it to. I don't know why. Alright, dynamic trigger. When entered by player any, once again turn off that, and I've already created the logic connection from here to here. Well, no, we didn't, because we deleted that. New logic connection on the radar marker when deactivated. Turn this off. New logic connection when entered by player any. We're going to generate our wave. We want a radar marker on this guy to help us find him. So a new actor connection. And once again on the properties, beacon type will be a blue arrow. Beacon locations, the connected actor. The rest of those are fine. We don't turn that on until the mission starts. So on the dynamic trigger, new logic connection when entered by player any. Turn on that radar marker. And in this case, we don't have a collection pen, so to make it obvious to the player where to bring the droid, we're going to place a radar marker over top of this sidekick door. So this radar marker, we're going to connect up to this locator. And then I can move this locator in front of that door. And on this radar marker, the properties, the beacon type, I'm going to make this a blue ring. Beacon location is the locator. So when the mission starts, we want to turn that on so the player knows where to take the droid once they find him. So a new logic connection on the dynamic trigger when entered by player any will come turn this radar marker on. Alright, now you can do that over here as well if you want to make it obvious to the player that they need to bring the collected critters over here. I did that in my Age of Ultron toy box, in the Sokovia toy box, but I'm not doing that here because it's kind of obvious that that's where you need to bring them, but you can do that if you want to. Okay, and then that's it for the logic on this. Oh no, I got to do the text displayer. Entered by player any on the dynamic trigger. Come over to our text displayer. And once again, under the missions category, we're going to have Dex say, "Can I ask you a favor?" Alright, so that's it for the mission giver for Dex. Now, once again, the player is going to go find the droid, and then they're going to toss him into this sidekick door. So on the properties for this, we want to remove the townsperson on entry. Detection level, we're going to set that to 0. Normal response chance to 10. Explosive response chance, we'll leave it 0. And we're not going to put any logic connections on that. Once again, we'll drive everything off of the friendly wave generator. So on the friendly wave generator, a new logic connection when the wave is defeated. We want to turn off our radar marker. We want to turn off the other one as well. And then on the friendly wave generator, a new logic connection when the wave is defeated. We're going to come over to our text displayer. And under the missions category, we will have Dex say, "I'm in your debt." And on the friendly wave generator, a new logic connection when the wave is defeated. Come over to our action enforcer, and we can reuse the one that's over here. Have all the players celebrate. And then the last thing we'll do is have our sound effect play for the end of the mission. So on the friendly wave generator, new logic connection when the wave is defeated and the droid is found. Come over to our sound effect generator. And under the musical category, we'll have it play fanfare. And that should be it for decks. Let me just double check everything. Yep, I believe that's it. And that's it for the side quests. The logic is very simple for each of them, as I said at the start, and they give you something more to do in this toy box than just the main quest. But even though these are simple quests, I've still posted some logic diagrams on my blog to help you out. The link is in the video description. Next time I'll populate the city by adding some townspeople, and I'll show you how to do it in such a way that it doesn't consume all of your remaining memory or cause a lot of lag. That's all for me today. Have a great weekend.